Talk with healthcare heroes. Today I have a guest who's a language therapist. She loves singing, she loves playing guitar, and she loves books. She loves to read motivational books. And her name is Feba Alina Thomas. Welcome, Feba.
Hi, Ancy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm glad that you invited me over.
We're going to talk about maintaining mental health during social isolation and social distancing. So I have my friend with me who will be talking about that to you. So for favor, I just wanted to know, my audience wanted to know what have you done and where did you do from. So can you just tell them about that?
All right. So I did my bachelor's in psychology from Jesus and Mary from Delhi University, and then I did my master's in clinical psychology from Amity University.
Okay, so if anybody wants to opt for clinical psychology, what are the specialization they can look into? I mean, what are the specialization there in clinical psychology?
So clinical psychology is basically assessing, treating, and diagnosing, and intervention of mental disorders. Basically, working in regard to mental disorders, focusing on mental disorders. And if we talk about where a clinical psychologist can work, basically they work in hospitals, they can work in academic institutions, they can work in rehabilitation centers or counseling centers for that matter, or clinical centers, and they can even open their private consultation firms. So basically their scope in the society is in all these areas.
All right, so while if somebody is taking clinical psychology, do they have some specialization in that? Like they have to learn about child psychology. Is there any specialization, or everybody learns the same thing in masters if it is clinical psychology?
So when it comes to clinical psychology, they have their own formatting of subjects in that, which includes developmental psychology, which includes family psychology, which includes social psychology. So that all this is part of it. Like it also includes a paper of clinical psychology. So there are a lot of different other varieties of subjects that we are focusing on when we are studying clinical psychology. It's just not about mental disorder, but it's also about other areas of psychology.
Okay, so coming to our topic today, because this has been hard time. I think
Yeah.
more than the disease, more than the pandemic, or the more than the disease affecting them physically, it has affected them emotionally.
Yeah.
So it is the mental health that we are going to talk about. It is the I think there's a problem with the people that they're not able to adjust with the environment, as in the clock has been stuck for them.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you some of the questions regarding it.
Yeah.
So my first question to you is, what effects could social isolation or social distancing have on mental illness?
So the effects of social isolation or social distancing in the case of coronavirus, it includes loneliness, it includes distress, it includes a symptom of anxiety, depression, and feeling of uncertainty. And it's also important for us to recognize that it's totally normal human response in the face of this anxiety producing moment. So whoever feels that they are distressed or they are lonely or they are in anxiety or they are depressed, this emotion that they have during this corona period, that's that's totally normal, and you can feel okay with it.
You just so my next question to you is that how to cope up with this social isolation.
Yeah, so there are a lot of strategies to cope with anxiety and stress during social isolation or social distancing. For example, I would like to highlight the first point as staying active. For example, just going outside or exercising within your house for at least 1 hour or if not 1 hour, at least for 30 minutes per day. Doing so will release endorphins, which will help you to feel your best and block your negative thoughts and manage stress. So being active is very important for you to, block all your negative thoughts and manage your stress. And if I talk about the second point, you can regulate your sleep schedules. For example, getting enough sleep and maintaining consistent sleep habits increases your ability to manage your emotions and your capacity to deal with stressful situations. With that in mind, do your best to not only get enough sleep, but to regulate your sleep patterns by getting up and going to bed at roughly the same time every day. So, by good sleep, you might have always heard that sleeping 7 to 8 hours is a must. So, which will lead to a lot of productivity in your day. And if you're very sluggish and sleepy, then obviously everybody knows how that day is going to turn out to be.
Right.
So regulating your sleep schedule is very important, because during this time, we wake up at 1 o'clock probably. Some people are like, they sleep probably at 3 a.m. in the night, and then they wake up at 1 p.m. in the day. So when that happens, your whole day just goes out, and then you feel, oh, what is happening? Like you have that void in you that kya ho raha hai mere saath?
Right.
And to highlight the third point, you need to structure your days. A great way to maintain a sense of normalcy during social isolation is to structure your daily routine by appointing certain hours of the day to specific tasks. Probably you can note it down on a planner or a notebook and write out your schedule for the following day. What time you will wake up, or what time you will eat breakfast, or when you will complete work tasks if you are working from home, and when you will step out for a walk. Doing so will not only hold you more accountable to perform these activities, but will also help you to establish a routine, which ultimately helps with stress reduction and anxiety management. So structuring your day is really important. Once you start doing this, you will feel that change in yourself, and you will feel in a better position when it comes to anxiety and managing stress. And when I highlight the fourth point is about practicing gratitude. Many of us, I think we don't practice much of gratitude. हाँ ठीक है, बोल दिया तो बोल दे, नहीं बोला तो बोला नहीं बोला. So you may have probably lost your job due to the outbreak right now, or you can't see your loved ones in person, or you may be feeling extremely anxious with all that is weighing on you. You may be wondering, what do I have to be grateful for? मतलब अगर ये सब हो ही रहा है and all this is happening around me, then what is it that I can be grateful for? If you look hard enough, and you will find plenty of answers. Good things in life just don't stand out in our minds as much as negative things.
Right.
Because we always look into the negative aspect of everything and not to the positive aspect of everything. So practicing gratitude is very important also, which is why actively practicing gratitude is both important and necessary. Focusing on what you're grateful for is an instant mood booster and helps you cope with tough times. Every day you can probably practice by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your health, your family, your dog, a good book, or a favorite meal. Focusing on ever the smallest positive things, you will put in a better head space and remind you that joy can be found in even the darkest of times. So practicing and writing it down will let you in a better place and help you to cope with the tough times. I would like to highlight the fifth point, that is to create a healthy habit. And recently, I've just started reading a book called Atomic Habits by James I would like to quote what he says about habits. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. So you need to, focus on the time that you're getting right now, because you might not just get this time later after this lockdown might just become normal, and then you're going to a busy office life, or you're doing your study, or you're going to college, or you're going to your school. Us time you might just not get this much of a time to build up a habit. So creating healthy habits will also help in anxiety improvement and managing stress.
So thank you for sharing that. And I think this was very important because everybody are still not able to adjust, still are thinking what to do and how to go
Yeah,
about. But this is the coping strategy that we have to learn something new, which helps us in coping, right?
yeah.
So my next question: how to deal with the feeling of uncertainty about the future? So if now everybody thinks, I don't know what to do, like you said, they must have lost their job, and what do you think they should be doing when they see it seems that the future is uncertain?
So feeling uncertain is also normal. Like I mentioned in the first, that feeling uncertain or feeling lonely or stressed is a normal emotion during this time. So if you take an example, for example, you're going to a restaurant and you're having something. You're risking that you have taken a risk of eating that particular food. You never know how healthy it is, or how if something is added into it, but you're risking and you're eating it, right?
Absolutely.
So that is also uncertainty. You are giving a little risk in life. You're taking a little risk in life. So the first point that I would like to, point out is take action over the things you can control, rather than thinking of things that you can't control, which is not under your control. Because uncertainty is just about future. You don't know what the future holds. But you need to mainly focus on taking action over the things you can control. For example, if you have lost your job or income during this difficult time, you still have control over how much energy you need to put into something, to search online for a job or sending out resume. That is in your control, right? Rather than just worrying about ki oh mera job chala gaya, ab main kya karu, I'm feeling uncertain what to do. But if you are taking a next step rather than just keep worrying about it, I think you will be in a better position. For example, we are going through the coronavirus pandemic. You take action by regularly washing your hands or cleaning the surface, avoiding crowds. You're taking an action to keep yourself safe from that risk. So uncertainty is okay, and it's a good feeling. And to take uh, to come out of it, take the action over things you can control. And I would like to highlight the second point, to learn to accept uncertainty. It's very difficult for us to learn to accept uncertainty. But when you do that, you will see the change in your feelings of uncertainty. Each time you cross a road, or you go to a restaurant, you are accepting a level of uncertainty. As I mentioned, you're trusting that the traffic will stop and everything you're eating is safe. So learn to accept uncertainty. Also, third point I would like to focus is on the present. Rather than thinking of what's going to happen, अब कल क्या होगा, मैं क्या करूंगी या क्या करूंगा, मेरे साथ क्या होगा, मेरी जिंदगी में क्या होगा, वो सोच के you will just take yourself into the zone of worrying and stressing yourself out. But instead of trying to predict what might happen, switch your attention to what's happening right now. By being, fully connected to the present, you can interrupt the negative assumptions and predictions running through your mind. Also, you can learn to purposely focus your attention on the present through mindfulness. So in this, if you practice regular mindfulness, it could change your occupation with future worries to a stronger appreciation of the present moment, as well as to help you calm your mind, ease stress, and boost your overall mood. If you want to know some mindful practices, you can follow audio meditations or incorporate into your exercise programs such as walking. That will lead you to think about your present and get you into that mindful flow.
Right. So, like she said, you never know what the future holds. So, we can do little things, the ones which she told. So, Faber, tell me, there's a lot of pressure in kids and people who are going in colleges.
Yeah,
They have to sit near the screen,
yeah,
and there's a lot of pressure for them. And
yeah,
also, there's a pressure in people who are working from home. So they feel that because somebody told me, one of my friend in church,
yeah,
he was telling, I don't know, I just wanted to go to office, I cannot tolerate this, I don't know, I have all those symptoms because of working from home. So he finds it ease in working in office rather than working from home. There's a lot of pressure because you have to really show the management what you're doing,
yeah.
present a lot. So there's a lot of pressure for them. So how to deal and how to go about it for the kids, for the college going, and for the people who are working from home.
Yeah. So it's natural when it comes to me working from home. I'm also working from home. So you have a lot of work more than you work more than what you're working in school setup. Like more of working hours here, and you are utilizing a lot of energy by sitting in front of the screen, and you are that also gets the stress inside you. So to for the people who are having online classes, I would like to tell you guys that find a quiet place to work on your online learning. So abhi ghar mein shayad there are a lot of people at home because nobody is going out, so you are at home and everybody is just working from home. So you need to make the other person around you aware of the fact that you need a quiet location where you can concentrate and put your undivided attention toward your online learning requirements. So it's very important for you to find your place of comfort at your home. So this will make a lot of difference, because if you are sitting in a very noisy place, that is also going to bring anxiety and stress into you. I'm just not being able to concentrate kind of a feeling. The second point that I would like to highlight for the people who are doing their online classes is to identify and use more effective time management strategies. For example, you can make a task calendar for yourself, or delegating tasks to others. If your spouse or your kids might be able to help you with simple tasks around the house or apartment, let them do so. This will give you a little more time to work on your online coursework. And staying organized. So staying organized means when you are doing a particular work at a particular spot, एक काम करने के बाद, I think you should make sure that you wind up everything and everything is clean and neat before you leave for other tasks at home. Because when the next day you come to the same spot, you should not feel कि oh मैं कैसे messy जगह में आ गया हूँ. Like you should not have a feeling of oh I'm feeling lazy to work, or that might also just add up to the anxiousness or the stress that is already there. So it's very important to be staying organized and to clean and make your workspace neat. Then when it comes to working from home, I would like to tell you all that develop a schedule. Like I mentioned earlier, decide when to wake up, work, exercise, eat, or play. Regaining a sense of control will minimize distress in you. Like you have that control over yourself and you know what is coming next. अब आज के दिन में what you're going to do next. You have that sense of control which will help you to be more productive in that day. And also to designate workspace at home for the people who are working from home. Exactly like how people students who are doing their online classes, working from home, you also should also have a workspace at your home to feel that productivity and that concentration which you have to establish.
You feel like you're in office.
Yeah, so that you feel that you are actually in an office.
Work.
And it is also important to change out of your pajamas. Like अपने pajamas में ऐसे काम करने के लिए बैठोगे तो you will have that feeling of just sitting at home.
Yeah.
And not working. उसमें productivity levels are low. In the researches that I've read, it is very important to change into your casual formal clothes to attend your workspace things. And when it comes to school students, they are also asked to wear uniforms when they are sitting for online classes, so that they also have a sense of seriousness and discipline in them. Yeah.
So yeah, like so it is very important that you maintain an environment, because that is very true. Because when I go to the kitchen, I feel it's all messy. I don't feel like cooking. So it is very important that you make a place which feels like office, and so that
Yeah.
you don't get distracted. And like she said, we have to be in our formal dresses. So yeah. So I just wanted to ask you that, like you said, now you were telling about things that people are there and they have to adjust with the people in their house. Now, what if any symptoms are there, and if they are contracted with the disease and they've been quarantined, or because they are suspected they are being quarantined. So how to deal with that situation when they are all alone and when
Yeah.
they're quarantined? Yeah.
So for that matter, when you're all alone, of course you might have
And
an
also,
impact.
I also have because I work in a hospital,
Yeah.
and there are staff who tells me like we are not feeling good, we feel like crying, what to
Mm.
do. So there are times they need to know this. Those who are working and those who are suspected and those who are having the disease and being quarantined. Yeah.
Yeah. So in such a case, you need to make sure that you're not spending a lot of time serving online about coronavirus. The more you read, the more the stress you will get. So better to limit your time to reading newses about coronavirus. Like for example, in a day, 30 to 60 minutes, or just 1 to 2 updates you can take per day. If you are too anxious to read such kind of things, so this you need to make sure that पूरे दिन में हमेशा फोन खोलते हो तो you're always shouldn't be reading about coronavirus. That's going to add up to your anxious and stress levels.
Right.
And next is that you can embrace your hobbies, or probably you can create one. For example, if I talk about myself, I never used to play guitar before lockdown. Like I had guitar from a long time, but I never got an opportunity to, play it and sing and play it. So now when the lockdown started, I got that big amount of time jumping. I, utilize that particular time for, learning an instrument. So that is a hobby that I have developed because I love singing. I love music. So this is one thing that I developed. So you can also start with something that you like. You need to figure out what you like and work towards it and build it up. And also to stay active. You need to stay active within the home environment. For example, you just do a breathing exercise for that matter. or just do meditation. As I mentioned earlier, you can open up Google and there are a lot of meditation links that are available, or a lot of yoga, for that matter, yoga links are available. Yoga will keep you sane and stress free. So all these activities will help you to, cope up with quarantine.
Right, and also you can read the script, read books and the scriptures, meditate, or meditation, as in you can
Yeah,
pray and meditate as well.
yeah,
So yeah, so that is for people who were worrying what to do while they're quarantined, or the people who are working and they're being quarantined for sometimes, because maybe they are working for 3 days and they get quarantined for 3 days. It's like that
yeah,
in the healthcare sector. So now, if they are being they have COVID, they've been positive,
hmm,
and they have a fear. Oh, I'll be taken from my family, or I'll be isolated. That kind of fear comes in their mind, and they keep,
yeah,
maybe even if they have symptoms, they don't tell because of the fear that,
yeah.
oh, I'll be taken off, I'll be
Yeah,
isolated,
I'll be isolated. Yeah,
right? So what do you have to tell to them?
yeah. So um, first, you can distract yourself by probably reading a book, or watching TV or movies, or create or listen to music. If you have the talent to create music, well, that's amazing.
Great.
And or you can have fun ideas coming up, and you can start solving sudokus or crossword puzzles, or you can play online games with your friends, for that matter. Agar tum jitne bhi dur ho, you still have this thing called a phone, so you can use that and connect with people. Or you can have a video call with your friend and talk to them, and tell them what you were feeling. And the moment you express yourself, you will feel that level of anxiety is just जितना था उसमें से थोड़ा सा तो गया होगा, for sure.
Right.
Everybody has that talk therapy with their friends, and that makes you feel very nice.
Right.
All these, and connecting with your family, for that matter. From tomorrow, me and my dad, we have organized a family get together, virtual get together, which we not been doing it. Like when I go to Kerala to meet my relatives, none of them are there. Like बहुत कम families होते हैं जिनसे I am able to meet them.
Hmm.
Now through the virtual media, you don't have to tell them to come at a particular date, ये करो वो करो, but just a time, and they are all there, and you can start talking, or sing songs together, or probably play a game online.
Right.
So all that can uplift your mood and distract you from the fear of isolation and the fear of quarantine or the fear of social distancing.
Right. So, like you said, like we used to do like this. When we are stressful or we have anxiety and we need to talk to
Yeah,
somebody, we'll go with a friend and with the for a coffee. So
yeah,
now we can go virtually
yes,
and do it through video. So
yeah,
now for the kids, because I also have seen people. The people who are staying nearby and telling us, can we come, our kids want to come and meet my daughter. So they, my church members especially,
yeah.
so they wanted to just come, the kids want to come, so they keep on asking what. So I think they kids have a lot of anxiety or pressure, or they are feeling, what is this, why are they not allowing me to go out, or what to do in this time. So what do you have to tell them, the kids?
So when it comes to kids and children, you can talk to them about the pandemic. Making them aware ki what is happening outside or around them, so that they know the seriousness and the results if they go out, and the consequences that's going to come on them. So talking to them and making them understand is one thing that you can majorly do. Or making room at home for things the child will be curious to explore. Probably you can make a particular corner just for that kid to explore, with a lot of puzzles and a lot of things that the child has probably not explored as of now. or redesigning or shifting furnitures within the house. For that matter, it's been 2 times within the lockdown. I have rearranged my room again and again. It is okay to feel bored. It is okay to feel all that you are feeling right now, because that is what is happening around us.
Yeah, it is
So,
okay.
yeah, it is okay. And
Hmm.
it is normal. You
Hmm.
don't have to feel कि मैं depressed हूँ, क्या मैं lonely हूँ, मेरे को कोई mental illness है, ऐसा नहीं है, because this is the time and the period that everybody is feeling. This is not just you who's feeling this. So redesigning and shifting furnitures will have that change in that room, and you will not feel bored being in that particular space. And letting child talk to friends without invading their privacy, but also ensuring their safety. And you can offer extra hugs or say I love you more often. Probably we Indians might not do that so commonly. Thoda sa sharam aata, oh I love you, hugs and kisses. That probably just shies you away. But that also helps during the social isolation. All this can be a great help to them.
Right. So my next question to you is, like, people might feel that they are sad, or पता नहीं मुझे अजीब सा ही लग रहा है, or they don't understand that they are going into depression. So how do they identify they are going into depression?
So here I will tell you the difference between sadness and depression. So when we talk about sadness is an emotion, and depression is a mental illness. When it comes to sadness is brief, but depression persists much longer. Sadness is just for one day, probably, but depression is for a longer period of time. When it comes to sadness, it is specific reaction, but depression is an abnormal general state. Sadness is temporary, change your mood, but depression changes your whole life, changes your whole mindset. Sadness is subjective, but depression is diagnosed. For that matter, sadness allows daily functioning. You'll be able to function yourself, you'll be able to follow your routine. But when it comes to depression, it takes away your daily functioning. So through all these symptoms, you'll be able to differentiate what you're feeling. Are you feeling sad or are you feeling depressed?
Okay. So, if they have depression, how to deal with depression, or what do they do if they have depression?
So basically, if you figure out that you have all the symptoms that I've mentioned right now, then you can't deal it on your own. Sadness, of course, you can deal by yourself. But when it comes to depression, you need to go to a mental health care service. You can't, deal with it on your own. You will think, ye ho jayega, khatam ho jayega, I'll manage. But you will need help from a psychologist or a mental health service.
So that's still a stigma that
Yeah.
people think, मैं नहीं मैं क्यों जाऊँ psychiatrist के पास या psychologist? What will people think about it?
Yeah.
So it is
Yeah.
again okay to go to psychologist.
Yeah, it's just like another disease. Like this
Right.
is a mental illness, and it's very important to go to a psychologist to understand what you're feeling and to feel better.
So my next question to you is that many of us are unexpectedly spending a lot more time together at home with our partners, roommates, and families. Given the stress of ongoing event outside the home, what can we do to maintain healthy relationship inside the home and perhaps even grow closer during this crisis?
So basically, it's maintaining a healthy interpersonal relationship, because all of us are staying home, and we are around our family members or probably around our partner or roommate. This is the best time to develop your interpersonal relationship. For that matter, when we go to work, we are always out, and when we go early morning and then we come back late evening. By that time, probably we miss out our lunch time together, our breakfast time together, our dinner time together with the family. So this is the best time to utilize staying with your family, to know each other, maintain your relationships, and forgiving each other and being kind to each other and giving an extra beat of patience.
Hmm. This is another challenging situation that everybody is facing in their home. Be it parent to children or be it their spouse, they are facing, oh, why are they interfering, or why there is a lot of adjusting problem in this situation in the
Yeah,
relationship as well.
yeah, true, very true. And that will help you create that maintaining that mental health and well-being within your family. And this is the best time to probably play games with each other, to probably play a board game, and develop that relationship that you have with each other. And this is going to help you keep a good relationship with your family members. So utilizing this time in a very appropriate manner will help you maintain your mental health with your family.
Okay. Thank you, Feba, for sharing your wonderful experiences and your advices to our audiences. It was really helpful for the people who are working from home, who are doing online classes. Even before this session with you, I had attended another session with one of my friends. So she
Yeah.
was also telling in your next session, please ask somebody to tell how to deal work from home. So I think you
Mhm.
have covered that as well, and how kids can enjoy this time in their homes, and how even if the parents are finding it difficult, maybe you're not getting things online nowadays, so even they can be creative in making their kids happy. So it is the, like you said, it is the only time which can never come back. So learn new things, and go behind your passion, where you can look around what is your talent, which you maybe because you were busy and you couldn't find. So nowadays I can see so many people, and very happy to see that people, some of them are really doing well, finding their hobbies, what I have seen in my Facebook, like art, cooking,
Yeah.
videos. So everybody has really adjusted, and hats off to all of them. And we have really got advices from you. So thank you for joining us. And to all who are watching, please like our Facebook page, Medical Crib. And for more informational videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Medical Crib. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.